Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I'm good. Thank you guys for your patience. I am excited, very excited to be here. My name is Pettigrew, and I am the founder and CEO of True Access. How you guys doing today?
Good.
Come on, give me a little more than. How you guys doing? All right, so a couple of things I like to do when I start off the presentation. And the first thing is, I like to get a little selfie action going. A little standard operating procedure for Mr. True Pettigrew. Now let me see, I'm going to have to break this up a little bit. So I'm going to start over here. I need you guys to show me something. When I look at this picture, I want to feel your energy when I look at the picture. All right, can we work that out? All right.
I'm going to stand up.
That's what I'm talking about. A leader right there. Do that, huh? I want to feel your energy when I look at this picture. All right. Okay. Get everybody in there? Wait a minute. All right. Y'all ready? 1, 3. Y'all say something crazy. 1.
Go get it.
Yeah! All right. You guys turn. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
On three. Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's go. All right. Let's go. Let's see the pop. Y'all ready? So secret. Yeah! All right, thank you guys. All right, so today I want to talk to you about, tonight I want to talk to you about entrepreneurship. That's why we're here. Now, I am going to do something that I have never done before tonight. I'm going to share a little story with you guys. And I realized that, you guys like stories? Yeah. I like this. Is that okay? Can I share a story? Yeah. Now, it is a bit of a personal story for me. And so I'm going to rely on you guys to not allow me to get too emotional when I tell this story. It really is. It's a very personal story for me. And this is the first time that I am sharing this story in an open forum like this. But it's some information that I have experienced and I've had and I've just haven't shared it with anyone. And it's very selfish of me. I'm not normally a selfish person. Cass, I'm not normally a selfish person. But I was sitting on this information because it was really hard for me to share this information publicly. But I realized that when you're in school, when you're in a classroom setting like this, there's a lot of information that's shared with you, and it's normally based on academics, right? 3.5, 3.7, 4.0, so, but there is not a whole lot of information that you often receive just on real life lessons. People often talk about, I was telling some of the guys earlier, a friend of mine said, true people are always talking about life is real. It's hard. The real world is serious. It's hard out there. And that's it. They don't tell you any more after that. They just tell you, hey man, when you get out to the real world, watch out. You guys ever heard that story? Anybody ever tell you that? You get out to the real world, it's serious, it's hard, it's rough. Do they do anything beyond that to prepare you for exactly what those rough things are? I mean, like, what's going to happen? Is it just going to be random shark attacks? I mean, what's going to happen? Tell me, help me understand. Right? So, what I want to talk to you guys about today is what I call, all right, show me doing this, right?
May I use the keyboard as a back?
Then what might need to be turned on? Well, the clicker is on.
So,
All right, stop right. Go back, go back. All right. So, it's working, click is working. Look at that. The name of my story is The Road to Austin. 7 life lessons for the aspiring entrepreneur. All right? And so, as you guys probably saw from the slide that I put up there already, we're not talking about Austin, Texas, because I realize we are in Gainesville. But the road to Austin is that guy right there. I want you guys to meet Austin Lewis Pettigrew. It's my little name. It's my guy. Austin. Austin is 3 years old in Cary, North Carolina with his mom right now. He'll be 4 in May. Now, what's interesting about my road to Austin is Austin's adopted. We brought Austin home when he was 9 days old. Right? Now, my wife and I have been married going on 14 years. And after that first year of marriage, we decided, you know what, after the first year, we're going to enjoy each other's time, we're going to travel, we're going to just have fun, travel the world, and we did that. And then we decided, all right, after the first year, we're going to start a family. We're going to have a baby. And so, we did the things you do to have a baby. You guys had that class yet? Not sure I want to. Does anybody need a refresher? Everybody understand? So we did the things you do to have a baby. We said we're going to start a family. We're going to have a baby. And it didn't quite work out that way. It didn't happen the first time we tried that first year. So it's like, all right, it happened, so we'll keep trying. We tried again. We kept trying. Didn't work out. And so now we're year 2, year 3, and we're like, all right, what's going on here? Like, this is how it works. This is how you have a baby. And this is the American dream for us. I mean, we had the house and the white picket fence. I'm not even kidding, guys. When we lived in Boston, I live in North Carolina now. This is a joke. This is so cliche. We literally had a white picket fence. That's so don't judge me. Don't judge. That was not intentional. It was more the house that we wanted, and the fence was already there. So a couple of years go by, and no baby. So we started trying some other methods, right? So we started trying all these fertility treatments and different fertility drugs, IUI, IVF, in vitro, all of those things. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. Some of you guys may be into medical and scientific and biology. You may be familiar with a lot of those fertility treatments. Artificial insemination, nothing worked. Heartbreaking. Now, I told you how long we were married. Going on 14 years. Austin's 3. I'm talking 9 years of heartache, disappointment, confusion, not knowing what to do. It was either going to break up our marriage or make us stronger or bring us closer together. Now, fortunately, we're still together. It brought us closer together. But during that 9 years, I cannot put into words the pain, heartache, devastation, and confusion that we both went through individually and collectively in an effort to try and have a child. We stopped going to our friends' baby showers. We stopped going to our friends' birthday parties. for their children, because we felt in some way that we were inadequate. We didn't measure up. It was embarrassing. I began to question myself as a man. Tamika began to question herself as a woman. I mean, it was a dark place. And then you would go to, and the reason we stopped going to these events in these places is after you've been married for a while, and people don't know, they don't mean any harm. They're like, when you guys gonna have kids? You know? Oh, come on, True, when you gonna get one, sneak one past the goalie? It's not a soccer reference. And so a lot of that was going on. And so throughout that journey, I learned a lot of life lessons. 7 life lessons in particular that actually prepared me for my second stint of entrepreneurship. I've been an entrepreneur before. I started my first company in 1997, sold it in the year 2000, made some good money, did really well for myself. My wife and I have lived a blessed life. And so during that time, we said, okay, you know, we're doing okay. We want to be able to share this blessing with someone else. And so 9 years of that, and then finally, I remember taking a trip to Haiti. It was in 2010, I believe. I took a trip to Haiti to be part of the relief efforts for Haiti after the earthquake. And it was then I saw these beautiful little children over there, man, and just so displaced and could really use so much love and comfort and attention. And it was then I got the vision and the calling to adopt. It's like, oh man, we should adopt. And so when I got back home, I didn't even tell my wife right away that we should adopt. I waited about another year because we brought Austin home in 2012, right? And so I waited and kind of went through some more of the pain, and eventually I told Tamika that, hey, look, I've got the vision and I believe we are called to adopt. And so we ended up starting the adoption process in 2011. We brought Austin home in 2012. So why did I tell you this story? It's because I draw so many parallels now with my business today, True Access, and the lessons that I can apply in what I do in True Access today based on the life lessons that I learned through the adoption process. And for you guys, as you are starting your businesses, understand that your business, your company, is like your baby. You are the ones who are going to have to provide life, breathe life, nurture, and develop that thing, and until it can establish and really take on a life of its own. Your businesses are going to be like your baby. So you need to understand the things that were required to get here. Lesson number 1 that I learned throughout this process. Life isn't the way it should be. It's the way that it is. Right? Tamika and I were like, well, you get married, you do what you're supposed to do to have a baby, you should have a baby. Right? Well, guess what? Life isn't the way it should be. It's the way that it is. So what are you going to do about it? You feel like your idea was the best idea? You are the one who should have gotten that funding? You are the one who should have won that pitch competition? You are the one who should have gotten that opportunity? Your idea was so much better, so much more innovative. Your idea was going to change the world. How come you weren't the one that was selected? How come you didn't get the funding? You know what? Life isn't the way it should be. It's the way that it is. So what are you going to do about it? Right? Is we can say should all day long. was having a conversation with someone earlier about how unfair they think it is based on how funds get allocated to different industries and organizations versus others. I was like, well, life isn't fair. I mean, fair is where they sell cotton candy, right? So what are you going to do now? That's the thing. So Tamika and I learned that hard lesson, that life isn't the way it should be, it's the way that it is. And you're just going to have to figure out something else that you need to do. You're going to have to persevere and just make it through those challenges when you don't get things the way that you think they should come your way. Lesson number 2. What you do is not as important as why you do it. Anybody know who that is?
Actually, I heard the president say this recently. I thought that was the question. I don't know who the guy is.
No, that is Samuel Pierpont Langley. Has anyone seen the Simon Sinek TED Talk on the Golden Circle? That's Samuel Pierpont Langley, the guy that probably should have been first in flight. Right? None of us have heard of him. It was the Wright brothers, Wilbur and Orville, right? Because as I love the way Simon Sinek tells his story, and this is a lesson that we learned, is that what you do is not as important as why you do it. Is this guy had all of the resources to be able to be first in flight, educated, financial funding, all of the resources, but he was focused more on being popular and being noticed and being recognized versus the real why behind what being first in flight could do to push society forward. So the Wright brothers were more focused on how they could make a contribution to the greater good of society and a contribution to the greater good of the world. So their passion actually drove them to be the ones to be successful at doing this. So understanding that what you do is cool, but why you do what you do is much more important than just what you do. Because that is really what's going to that's what's going to help you accomplish that goal and accomplish that dream. Is just understanding that what you do is not as important as why you do it. And so for Tamika and I, when we were going through that journey, it was really about understanding that why do we want this child? Why do we want your business? Right? And why do we want this child? It was for selfish reasons. It was for validation, so that we could be like everybody else. That was the right thing to do. But until we got our why in order, it didn't happen for us. And so understand, does anybody in here know why you want to do what you're going to do? I'm sure everybody in here knows what they want to do, right? Show of hands. Who in here knows why you want to do what you want to do? Why you want to do what you want to do?
I want to be a lawyer, so I want to be able to help people who don't know how to defend themselves against big companies that tend to take advantage of people in vulnerable positions.
That's awesome. Anybody else? What do you want to do?
I want to help and inspire people so that they can chase their dreams and get to where they want to be.
Oh, that's awesome. What are you going to do to do that?
I wanted to work with Nike after college, so right now I'm in the process of reaching out to anyone that I can to possibly get recognized by them, so I have a job lined up after college.
Oh, nice. Okay. See, anybody else know why they want to do what they do? Yes, sir.
So I know why I want to do what I want to do, but I don't actually know what I want to do. My undergrad was a triple major biology, chemistry, and statistics, and 2 minors in concentration as well. And I'm now a PhD student in electrical engineering, and my career track thus far has been a long series of rejections and backup plans, but I've let my why drive me, and that's I just want to help people